The umbrella body of the Ijaw Youths worldwide, Ijaw Youth Council, IYC, has decried the continuous political alienation, deprivation, and underdevelopment of the Ijaws in Edo State, and demanded proactive actions from the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, to correct the anomalies. The IYC, in a statement signed by its spokesman, Binabia Prince Will, said that it is shocking, shameful, and appalling that the successive Edo State governors have exhibited high level of ethnic jingoism and have governed the state as though the Ijaws are not existing. The statement highlighted that while the Ijaws are equal stakeholders in the state, the people are culturally, politically, socially, and economically viable, therefore deserve equal opportunities like other ethnic nationalities in the state. Among the demands of the IYC is that Obaseki should urgently give staff of office to the 5 traditional rulers in the Ijaw kingdoms in the state before the governorship elections. Yes, sir. It's a very, very dicey one. It's a dicey one. There are a lot of people in...
Our ethnicity are on the play.
Exactly. Exactly, and in a very precarious situation as Edo State having an elections coming up and minorities beginning to pop up with demands. Do you think that the Ijaws in Edo State have been marginalized, sir?
Of course, yes. The answer is an emphatic yes, because if you go by the trajectory of Nigeria, we do have about 3 senatorial areas. They call it districts. You also have the balkanization of constituencies, you know, to be able to capture these segments. That is why our constitution, those who always question the constitution are not true students of history. Because if you read our constitution, the Nigerian constitution 1999 as amended thoroughly, and you also look at some other acts that the Nigerian nation has carved for herself for making of good governance, you find out that we are not berated of good laws and good punctuations that capture all these existential realities as it concerns our ethnicity and diversity, our religious affiliations, and all that. So when you look at the peculiarity of Edo State and the uniqueness of Edo State, the people that come together to make up Edo State, because Edo State is you will say, is the central part of Nigeria when you're coming down from the south, from the southwest into the south, and southeast.
Yeah.
Edo is positioned at the center.
Yeah.
So that is why you now see it that the conglomeration of the space called Edo State is truly dynamic in nature. Talk about the culture. You hear of those they call Bendelibo, of the old when they were answering Bendel State. Talk about the Yorubas. That's why the kings in Edo State are called the Obas. That's a borrowed culture from the Yoruba state, and their majority, even in culture and affinity, is with the Yoruba people. Then you now come down towards the Edo South, find the Ijaws from the riverine, where you see the Ijaws also from the Delta angle. You could recall during the time of, I don't know whether it was Jonathan that made Michael Kiro, yeah, the IGP.
Exactly.
There was that disparity. If not that Michael Kiro was hoodwinked, into vying for the governorship election in Imo State. That defined his authenticity of the state in which he emanated from. But you know, there was this back and forth whether he was from the Niger Delta or he's an Igbo man.
Exactly.
I don't know if you were in that media war that ensued that time. You know, here in Nigeria, if we have a person in a position of authority, we want to buy the person as our own.
Exactly.
That is us in Nigeria. So when you look at it, you find out that Edo people have found themselves in this mess. And over time, I am so happy that they didn't address it, calling it a fallout that they are noticing, or a shortfall that they are noticing during this Obaseki reign. They said other governors that has come before him has also treated them the same. We are talking about the Ijaw nationalities that are resident or that are found in Edo State.
Yeah.
So you look at it that if you're coming to South-South, which Edo State is part of South-South, aside from the Igbos, the Igbo-speaking tongues, the Ijaws are the majority. If you come to the South-South, if you take away the Southeast and say, come to South-South and bring about all the nationalities, you find out that the Ijaw nation is the majority. They are the South-South. So while where they find themselves, why will you not accord them the needed fair share and quota that is accruing to them? But during politicking and politics, you will go to them and use all kinds of languages and buy them over to vote you into power. Just take, for instance, they are crying foul now, but it happened to River State. They're taking us back to River State. When Nyesom Wike stood in between the gap and said that Ijaw nation should take their fair share. And today, even his magnanimity has not fetched him a good name. Will the magnanimity of Obaseki in that light fetch him a good name in Edo State? That's another $1 million question. So if you look at the position and the economic value that the Ijaw nation brings on the table, wherever they find themselves, they cannot be a pushover. Yeah. Even in Edo State is among the oil-producing states that are getting their 13% oil derivation. And I bet you it's because there is an Ijaw part of Edo State where the crude oil in Nigeria is domiciled. So I am calling on the stakeholders, not only Obaseki, because his tenure is winding up. Yeah. There is not much that he can do. But if they have been factored into what it means in Edo State, if you look at it now, you find out where the Ibinedions come from. Is not from the Ijaw part of it. The Shomoles of this world, the Uduangan of this world, they didn't rule. They were not coming from that Ijaw extraction. So, and if you also go down into history, you find out that even choosing the deputy governors has not favored them. And now look at what they are crying, because Ijaw nation is known for their culture and their productivity. They have 5 outstanding kings. Why not give them staff of office and recognize them and bring them apart with other nationalities that are found in Edo State? Because the stakeholders of Edo State should know that whether they like it or not, Edo State is fragmented. And in bringing about unity of purpose that drives progress and unity and good governance, you must factor them into place in order to achieve a united Edo State. That is what I'm trying to tell the stakeholders, and the incoming governor now should also, as a matter of priority, as a matter of furtherance of development and unity in Edo State, that no ethnicity that has found themselves as Edo people should be classified as a second-class citizen in Edo State.
Okay.
So the earlier they do that, the better. And the more the merrier. Yeah. So that in going forward, they are able to achieve a united and prosperous Edo State where all interest will be carried along.
Okay, because it's very instructive to know that even the late broadcaster and media mogul, talking of Raymond
Obaseki.
Yes, from Agenebode. It's also is one of the enclaves of the Ijaws.
Of the Ijaws, okay.
In Edo State.
In Edo State.
Yes.
And during his lifetime, he made a lot of in-route. Yes. He made a lot of in-route in trying to, you know, but he was not sectional.
Exactly.
He was not a sectional leader. That is why it will be difficult for you to place your hands on where he is coming from. Exactly.